Hey guys, and welcome to another Fantasy Friday Lunar Fursuit project update. So yeah, I already have some updates for you guys to show you project and what's been going on with Luna so far. So first and foremost, let me talk a bit about the eyeballs and the cooling system, and then we'll move on from there. So if I can turn her over, there she is with the new eyes installed. So I can definitely tell you guys, I have 100% more visibility than I ever did before with the eyeballs. So I'm very happy with how they've come out. They look a little cuter than the old ones did. But the thing is with this project, I'm not trying to scare people off. Obviously, Luna is supposed to be an approachable character first and foremost, because people do love her in the series. They love all the characters in the series. So I don't want to make her look too fearsome. Second, obviously, if I was to wear this at a costume or a contest, I don't want people to get scared shitless of some very intimidating looking eyes. So, overall, I'm rather impressed with how these new ones have come out. And yeah, also a good idea using some mesh to imitate the actual eye lenses themselves. The effect really does work pretty well, guys, from a distance. You would not be able to see me wearing it on the inside. The only way you'd be able to see is if you zoomed really closely into Luna's head to actually see, the person inside the actual thing. Also, as another side note, because I've made the eyes a lot wider, there's actually air going inside the head now. So as I'm naturally moving forward, I'm actually able to breathe a bit better. So that's a bit of good news there, which means my forehead's going to be slightly cooler than what it was last time. And yeah, guys, in case you're wondering, I will be working on a frame because Luna does have makeup around her eyes. So later on, there will be another frame that goes around here with the two little, eyelashes going off to the side there, both sides. So that is something I'm going to work on next. And then obviously I've got to do a few updates around the fur situations. You guys can see I've done a little bit of patching here. So I've got to redo all that. You won't see the lines because once Luna's head's back the way it is, all that will be well and truly hidden anyway. So yeah, not too fussed about that. Not trying to go for accuracy, guys. And I have said this before. I am nowhere near an expert at fursuit making. So yeah, some people probably gonna say it's crap. Some people are gonna say it's great. Personally, I don't care. I'm happy with how she looks so far. So eyeballs installed. Visibility 100% better. That's the first thing out of the way. So you guys will see the next thing we're working on is the actual cooling system itself. Now, my missus is letting me borrow this. This is not the one I'm going to be using on Luna, but this is the head fan or neck fan I'm going to be using at Comic-Con in October. So I've measured the neck up with Luna's head, and the idea is going to be quite simple. So you can see I've made purple lines around the inner part of the actual head itself. I'm going to be cutting this bit completely out and shaving it off so it goes inside. That way when the air blows, it blows in, it goes up to my head, and it will keep the entirety of my head cool throughout the entirety of the day, I hope. Just got to make sure I get one that's got a battery life that's relatively reliable, which I'm pretty sure I can find. I mean, that one generally is quite reliable. It lasts up to 5 hours if constant use on low, on the low setting. So yeah, sorry guys. So that's basically the idea for that. Plus, while I'm on it, I'm going to be tidying up inside here because the balaclava, most of it does not need to be there. So that's, as long as I've got it in the back of my neck and the back of my head and the sides and cheeks, stop the foam rubbing up against me. Relatively, I should be comfortable. I mean, I'm comfortable wearing the head anyway, so that sorts that problem out really, basically. You'll notice I've took off the bit of fur here, because once I start working on the fursuit, which is where this comes into play here, I'm going to do something which will hopefully, I'm going to, how do I put this? Basically, I'm going to make a little rim of fur that goes around the side of the head so that it connects up with the body. So that way they'll look like there's no seams inside the neck. But obviously the other important thing is to make sure that this is also hidden so people can't see it too well. Overall, it's going to work pretty well, guys, I think. It's like I say, work in progress, and I've still got to do testing as I work with Luna's head anyway. So yeah, they're definitely coming along pretty swell with that sort of thing there. So that's all the head situations going on at the moment. So let's just leave her to sleep, bless her. Over here on the desk, I'm sorry for the crude designs, guys. I'm a drawer, but I'm not that much of a clever drawer, although I am getting better at things, as my wife and a few other people say. So I've got some diagrams here to show you all, to give you guys an idea where things are going to go with the head. So this right here is the front of Luna's body. I've had to look at a bunch of references and photos of other fursuits to try and get the colours right. Turns out I'm actually not going to have a bad time as I thought I was going to do, because Luna's only made up of mainly two colours. A little bit of black on the hair, on the ears and small other bits and pieces, but mainly she is white furred, and then she's got a bit of grey fur that goes across her shoulders. So as you can see, it's the front end, so all this is going to be white fur. The line there indicates the leggings. So the grey fur goes over the shoulders and just a little bit down the arms on both sides, and same around here, kind of just touches up around the torso, goes up to the neck, and obviously you know where the rest of the head is. And this is the back here, so this mainly, again, the grey fur goes around the shoulders, then the white fur goes down both sides here, but the back, all the way down to the tail, around the rim of a bum, bless her, is all basically grey, except for up to this point where it's all white. And then the tail goes here. Speaking of which, I'll show you the tail hopefully in the next update, because I'm looking to get that adjusted very soon. That's the first thing. So again, I do apologise for, oh wait, no, that's just my briefs, because I'm using a side note for things. So I think, yeah, here we are. Again, I don't make a script up, as you know. So this is how the tail originally looks. You guys might have seen it, it's quite a thick thing. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well at Comic-Con, and I found out the reason why. Turns out you don't need to fill the entire thing with bloody foam, which is what I did. I filled it to the brim with, I basically filled it with stuffing to the brim, so there was no flexibility whatsoever in the thing. But what I've basically done is, this bit here is the excess. I'm going to cut it off. I've taken out all the foam already that I don't need. So once I've cut that off, re-sewed it up, we should have something similar to what I've got going on here. So this little line here indicates a little foam spine for the tail. So stuffing will be going down it, but not so much. But the spine will give it some structural rigidity, and obviously give it a bit more of a natural flow while I'm walking around. So that's the idea there. And obviously the rest of the tail is iconic, as you know, guys. She's got a massive tail. So hopefully once I've got all this done, I should have a much more livelier, lighter, but also, you know, just generally better working tail for Luna. Also got to get a new belt, because the old belt did not work properly, so that's something else I've got to buy. Bit of new strapping, you know, stuff like that. It's all in the making. So now we're moving on to the hands, and basically, obviously guys, this is just diagrams, but this is generally the size of my hand. Luna only has 3 fingers with a thumb, so she does have claws, but they don't reference them to, in the series, they don't get referenced too much unless she's attacking somebody. So I'm just going to keep the fingers white, just general white fur, you know, basically what's going on there. And then obviously the glove, which I do have, although I'm going to modify it, is going to also work with the rest of it there. So that's the left, and then there's the right hand there. Right, now, the most complicated part for me, and I've never worked with this sort of thing before, as you know, so I'll just give you guys an idea on what's going on with this page. This is very painful looking at, but it's actually Luna's legs. So obviously she's a hellhound. They have digigrade legs, which is the shape. So basically I'm trying to mimic, I'm pretty sure, no, let's look at it the right way around. I've got to redraw this anyway. The idea is, so that's the back end of me, and it starts on down and works my way around. So basically, as have been pointed out with some people, it's an S shape you need to make a digigrade sort of leg. But the thing is with me, guys, I don't want to make something too big. Loona is quite a large hellhound in size and height, but she's not very thick, if you know what I mean. So I'm trying to make some slender digigrade legs, legs that make her give more of a wolf appearance, give me more of a wolf appearance, I should say. But obviously nothing so bulky, so when I'm walking around I'm not going to feel uncomfortable. I have an idea on how this is going to work, but until I get the the upholstery foam and start cutting out shapes and then working with what I've got to work with, I can't really say where we're going to be at just yet. But like I say, I've got a general idea on what I want to do, and once I've got the legs bone structure sorted out and I've got the covering sorted out, then I can do the fur, then I can do the feet, and it'll all mix into one. I think in the long term of things, I'm going to probably make a full bodysuit with the legs attached, and add the feet and hands and the head prior to that. So again, just makes it for comfortability. And obviously I'm going to make a hole for the back of the suit so the belt of the tail can connect up, and then obviously there won't be any seams going on there. Well, try to be any seams going on there. And that's basically all I have to really share with you guys at the moment. So I think this is going to be the last update I'm going to be having for you all for at least a couple of weeks, because I've now got a lot of detail work to do. Got to jot down notes, got to finish off a few things. Also still got to get the right tone of grey fur to get the actual bodysuit sorted out. Plus I've got to sort out the tail, and I've got to sort some things out with the head suit as well. So I reckon the next update won't be for another 2 or 3 weeks. But well, I did say to you, if there's no video, there is no video to record. Anyway guys, that's basically it for now with Loona. As I say, we're making progress, and I'm very happy with what we've got going on so far. So that's it for now guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice week and have a nice weekend. Look after yourselves and take care. Ta-ta for now.